I was scrolling through some of the top searched things that YouTube shared with me that they felt related to the kinds of content that I make, like getting started off on the right foot in the new year, or how to make the best of the year, the top decisions you should make in January. I don't know. I that some of that really struck me as interesting because there is a lot of pressure this time of year to really like set ourselves up for success and to make sure that we put all of our systems in place and we set all of our intentions so that we can just like glide on through the rest of the year. And so the first thing that I want to say about that is the start of the year can be really helpful from a energetic framing perspective. And it's also arbitrary. January is not more special than August, and so some people, even find that they get more out of doing this kind of intention setting and planning and kind of broader thinking, around other times of the year. For some people, that might be their birthday. There might be some other significant moments where they have that opportunity to pause and kind of zoom out and think about what they want for themselves. So the arbitrariness is one thing that I just want to call out. The second thing is there's not any one or two or five things that you can do in January that are going to guarantee that you just sail through the rest of the year easy breezy. We need to make sure that we're not stuck in that that kind of thought cycle. Are there things that we can do that can ease our forward movement? Yeah, but that's true any time of the year. That's true anytime we decide that we want to make a shift or try something new or improve on something we've already been doing. So that's not more true in January than it is at any other point. There's no reason aside from your own desire to do something now in January or February, whenever you're watching this, that is more important to do. So if now is not good for whatever reason, that's okay. If doing something in January or towards the beginning of the year to set yourself up is an important mindset or framing for you, then what comes to mind for me is more about how do you want to show up in your life? What are some of the intentions that you can set about your own behavior and approach to that? I would say, are there some things you want to do differently from the previous year? And I mean that in a general sense. Like, have you been dealing with overcommitting or doing a lot of planning but not taking action? Are the things that you're trying to do grounded in your current reality and circumstances? Then, also, it's not a decision per se, but I do feel like our environments make an impact how we function, how we feel in our spaces, how conducive they are to the things we want to do. So maybe there's some energetic shifting that you want to do in your physical environments, in your physical spaces. Maybe you want to tidy or reorganize your working space, whether you work at the office or you work from home. Maybe it feels nice to move some furniture around in your living room or in your bedroom. They may or may not change how things go for you in the coming months, but they might make you feel different. And sometimes I think what we're itching for at this beginning of the year is something that helps us feel different or helps us feel more aligned with how we want to be, who we want to be, how we want to show up, and something that helps us shift things physically can help to sort of support that. And so then the other thing when it comes to how to get the new year off to a good start is I would just encourage you to be honest with yourself about what your capacity is. Get to know your energy needs, get to know your tendencies and your habits and how those things support or inhibit you towards the things that you really want to do. And this is not meant to be judgmental. It's more about understanding yourself more deeply. And we can always benefit from that. So whether you're watching this in January or you're watching it in July, it's never too late or too early to deepen our self-knowledge and self-awareness. And, it's not something that you do just once. This is a continual process, right? The only other thing I would say is just to make it a habit, a commitment to check in with yourself, to have points, whether that's daily, weekly, monthly, where you kind of assess how things have been going, how you've been feeling, what you've learned, and how you'll use those things in the coming days and weeks. And if we don't ever do that check in process, we don't get to acknowledge our growth, our learnings, our mishaps. We're not really getting to see the full picture. And so that check in process is absolutely crucial. It could be journaling, it can be debriefing with a friend or a therapist or a coach. It could be going for a run or something that's going to give you some space to just really think through in a semi objective way about where you're at, where you've been, and where you want to go. Anyway, those are my few cents on how to get yourself well on your way for the year. What are some things that come to mind for you? I would love to hear those if you want to share them in the comments. I never introduced myself, but I'm Asia. I'm a momentum coach and I work with multi-passionate neurodivergent folks. And these are things that come up in my work all the time. And they're things I think about a lot. So I just wanted to share with you. And anyway, that's all I got for you today. So stay curious and be kind to yourself. And I will see you next time.